The black Israelite people, you heard of them, right?
I did.
Are they real Jews or fake?
I'm sorry, this is not going to be a quick answer. You're touching on a topic that's very dense, and I have to break down a few things in order to get there.
Okay.
So I talked to you earlier about there being 12 tribes, and there being 9.5 tribes that are missing as a part of the family of Israel. And what happened is, after the time of King Solomon, the 12 tribes split into two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom of Israel, which was called the Kingdom of Israel, with 9.5 tribes, and you had the southern kingdom of Judea, which was Judah, Benjamin, and half of Levi. Today's Jewish population descend from the southern kingdom, but the 9.5 tribes, Kingdom of Israel, was displaced by the Assyrians and kicked out to the four corners of the earth. Now they live in Africa, in Asia, in South America. They really spread all over. And part of a project that I've initiated years ago is called We Were Never Lost, which is to find these communities and reintegrate them into Israel. So we've been working on a documentary series on these communities, particularly in Africa. That's our season 1. Season 2 will be in Asia, season 3 in South America. Now, over the past 5 years, we've been to Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Madagascar, Ethiopia, and Ivory Coast, finding descendants of these Israelite communities who are still practicing Judaism, doing the Jewish laws, preserve their identity, are being, by the way, persecuted for being Jews, blamed for running the economy and running the governments and running the societies, the same thing that Jews get blamed everywhere else. Now, what's interesting in the Black Hebrew Israelite experience is, if you look at the large percentage of the transatlantic slave trade, a large percentage came from the IGBOS in Nigeria, right, in West Africa. About 30% of the trade came from the Igbo population, meaning you had other Black Africans selling, particularly the Black African Igbos, which descend from the tribe of God and from the Jewish people, to the white people on the coast and bringing them as slaves into America. So we have a large percentage of the ancestry of the African American experience that descend from Jews that were living in Africa, Israelites that were living in Africa. Now, in the 80s, you had a movement of a lot of Black people identifying as Jews, and they went to the Jewish leaders in New York, the Sephardi Jewish rabbis, the Ashkenazi Jewish rabbis, and they said, hey, we believe we descend from your people, let us in. If we got to convert, we'll convert, find a way, we want to be part of our family. And unfortunately, my community, the Jewish people, the mainstream Jewish family, rejected them. And as a consequence to that, you had a break-off community that said, well, if they're rejecting us, and we know that we are Hebrews, it must mean that they're not Hebrews. And the only people who are willing even to listen to them are the Farrakhan's, who come with this replacement theology, and they're the fake Jews, you're the real Jews, they're the white devils, they finance black slavery, all the nonsense of Farrakhan that we know. But that's the only person who's willing to engage them and validate their identity. And so you mix this evil mentality with a seed of truth, and you mix it together, and you create different versions of Black Hebrew Israelites, which some of them are not hateful towards